On today's episode of Beauty Behind the Brand, we're going to talk about preparing for the holidays, and I mean in so many different ways, whether that's decorating your spa or getting the inventory you need for gift cards, making sure your online gift cards are available, booking time off that staff need during the holiday season to spend time with family and friends. Have you booked your Christmas party yet? All the things that you need to organize, but as a friendly reminder. So let's dive into today's episode, and you can check things off the list as I go through them. Okay, today's episode is exciting. It's the end of the year. We get everything ready for the holiday season. New Year's is just around the corner. Just so much planning and excitement. And I feel like I've listened to so many podcasts recently that go into depth of preparing. And I feel like the last few solos I've been recording is all about like self-preparing and goals and getting out of your comfort zone. But with that, I'm like, it's the end of the year. It's exciting. It's party time. It's getting gifts, it's getting party events going, anniversary events, or client appreciation. And I feel like this is such a great topic to touch on as we're nearing the end of the year. And like I said, going through that checklist, and I know I have so many lists of everything and anything that's going on in my life, whether that's the businesses, the podcast, my personal life. There's just so many things you want to get done and checked off that list for the end of the year. Now, what I absolutely love is going through my goals, like we've said in last episodes, of making sure I'm dotting my I's, crossing my T's, making sure I'm getting all those things done that I wanted to achieve this year. But with that being said, I also need to take care of the businesses and make sure things are prepared, and we've got things in place. We've got dates set in place. We've got things organized. So I was actually listening to a great episode with Daniela Warner from Spa Marketing Made Easy. If you're not listening to her podcast, highly, highly recommend. And there's a lot of great brainstorming she has with solos or some of the guests she has on. And she was talking about preparing for the end of the year with holidays and talking about gift cards and inventory and retail. And it really made my brain think about, okay, am I doing all the things I need to do within my spa to get things ready and not feel frantic when I need to still get my Christmas shopping done? We have a trip coming up, making sure that everything's prepared in the business for me to completely feel at ease, and also the marketing around that. So one of the biggest things I make sure that I'm doing, and this really started last year, was our monthly specials. So we usually take a break from our monthly specials in the summertime just because we are so busy living in Muskoka. But the other seasons, like come September, October, we really started to bring those specials back in. And that was something I was just talking to McKenna about, our marketing expert who does all of our social media. It was such a great brainstorming. Her and I had a catch-up call just a few weeks ago talking about, okay, what kind of marketing do we want to see for November, December? And it gave us a couple weeks to kind of plan that out, and what kind of reels she needs to film for the girls, and what kind of products and sales we have going on. Black Friday is just around the corner if we had any promos going on with that. Client appreciation. It's our birthday month at the spa. So really kind of just not throwing spaghetti at the wall. We're really kind of trying to capture the needs of our clients, what they're really seeking. I know right now we get a lot of requests for packages, and whether that's our spray tan packages, our laser packages, micro needling packages, it's like this is the one time a year our packages actually go on sale. We purposely do that because, yes, the winter months can be a little bit slower for us in our demographic of where we live. So this really helps us make sure that our books are filled moving forward, and clients have rebooked those appointments for their packages. As well as spray tanning, we always make sure that, especially now that it's like dark and gloomy outside, you really just need that glow up with a spray tan. So really making sure that we're advertising those moving forward. Christmas parties, holiday parties, everything are kind of all happening at the same time. Making sure clients are rebooking. Make sure they've booked ahead for their holiday appointments. If they actually are going away for vacation, making sure that they've rescheduled. We really try to get clients to rebook when they come in. We've also set up a really great feature that Mangomint now has with the flow, whether that's for reviews or people to rebook, or even reminders if it's been like that 3 to 4 weeks to make sure that they get booked back in for their appointments. So it's like really setting things up automated and making sure that the girls or like your staff already know kind of the lingo of what to be saying to clients at cash out, right? Like, oh, do you need me to rebook you for your next appointment? We're getting into our busy season. I just want to make sure you have secured your spot. Even sending that online booking link for them to be able to jump online if they have a crazy schedule with work. It's really trying to visualize and simplifying things. I think sometimes in business, we make things too confusing without really digesting like what the easiest things we can do. Even marketing, like there's some other podcasts I listen to that talk about like product marketing. And Danny and I were talking about this with Muskoka Beauty. We've been trying to do these holiday bundles. And honestly, every time we have them in stock, they're selling out. Like we haven't even hit wholesalers or retailers yet with these bundles because my distributors are buying them out constantly. Like we have 95 boxes arriving to the fulfillment center, and I think all of them are already sold. So it's like preparing, but also like understanding that like your offer is something that people cannot resist, and really simplifying that offer. It could be one of the most popular ones in a lot of the books I've read about the beauty industry, and the most successful ones in like in the past 100 years is like a gift with purchase is the most, like, clients love it. It's the easiest thing you can do, and it's so easy to explain. I think sometimes when you do all these promos and explanations, people kind of get lost in them. And a gift with purpose is so simple. We really brainstormed with our staff this year, and we wanted to do something different with our gift cards. We sell a lot of gift cards online, which is phenomenal. I absolutely love that. But in the in-person experience of actually having the gift card, but adding in like one of our lip and eye treatments, or like adding something to that gift so they're actually able to pamper themselves at home or have kind of that like elevated experience that maybe no one else is doing. So I actually kept a bunch of the eye treatments, the single treatments that we have with Muskoka Beauty. You can actually purchase them online as well through our wholesale program, but they're the individual sachets, let's say, of the eye treatment. So that will fit perfectly in our envelopes for our gift cards. And I just think it like elevates the experience. We've done that for Halloween as well. Instead of giving out candy, we gave out just complimentary lip and eye treatments on the day of Halloween. So it's just, thinking of different things or little gifts that kind of are like inexpensive, but go a really long way. Even some of the things, we have like the shoebox donation fundraiser that we have here in Muskoka. I know a lot of other areas have it as well. And it's like giving some of your overstock to people who aren't able to purchase gifts, or the women's shelter being able to do something like that you're able to donate and make someone's day. And that goes a really long way, and the community sees that, and it just warms your heart so much being able to do that. We've even said that with the food drive for Christmas, we're gonna try as a family thinking about donating a dinner to a family that's not able to afford Christmas dinner. Instead of buying everybody gifts this year, we're going to all donate $100 each to feed another family. And I think that's so important in our community. And it's ways that we can give back without really thinking too much about it. It's just like a simple thing to do. And I think that's when it's something that makes you feel good as a consumer or as an individual. It's like, what can you do as a business to be able to do that for somebody else? And that's where marketing, I think, gets very confusing, and sometimes people get lost in it. It's like, well, who is my target marketer, or who is my target market, and how am I going to reach them? And it's sometimes so silly. It's like right in front of us. I realized I need to just start carrying my business cards with me in spa menus more often, because I was selling a bunch of the stuff from the storage unit when we moved everything to the fulfillment center. I had all these IKEA cabinets, and I was dropping them off at people's houses, or they were coming to me and they're like, "Oh, why are you selling these?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I own a company, and this is why we're getting rid of it." And they're like, "Oh, do you have a card? Do you have a menu?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I don't even have anything." So sometimes keeping it back to the basics of having a business card or having a spa menu on you is so important, and especially people are actually able to hold it and keep it and remember it, where sometimes I'll take a screenshot of something and I'll never remember to look back at it again. So when you're talking about gift cards and spa menus and all your printouts, I think that's something that we also add. Well, I also think it's something important to add is your spa menu in with your gift cards. So whether they're buying a dollar amount in that gift card or a spa service, they might want to pair it with something else. They might be like, oh, okay, I got a shellac pedi, but maybe I actually want to add on a facial. Oh, they do facials here. That's amazing. When I book that, I'm going to book that together. So, and I tried the eye treatment, and maybe I'll do an eye treatment add-on when I go for my facial. Like, it's like that, just that add-on experience, that it's just the longevity of that client being there, the amount of money they might spend with you, the feeling that they have, the kind of that VIP treatment before they even walk into your establishment. And same with the online gift card experience. I think your online gift cards, you should go on to muskokaesthetics.com. Danny's done such a great job with our Shopify website there as well. And right on the homepage, we've got gift cards on the top bar. And also when you just slightly look down, you can see the gift cards available to purchase there as well. So they're in 2 visual spots right on the homepage. And it is so easy. I'm not kidding. There's mornings I've woken up and I'm like, wow, we just sold $500 worth of gift cards. Or, oh, wow, we just sold like 6 gift cards in 2 hours or whatever. Like Mother's Day when maybe we're closed and someone's running for dinner and they realize, oh my gosh, I should buy a gift card. Online gift cards, if you're not doing them, highly recommend. There's so many different ways to plug them into your website. Even if you don't have an online store, there's so many ways you're able to do it. And if you're not using Mangomint, highly recommend as well, because it can track them all for you. The booking process, the reporting, everything's amazing. So gift cards, if you're not doing them, do them. Make sure you have inventory of those as well. Don't be running out of them on the week of Christmas and realize you can't get them printed anywhere. Same with spa menus. Make sure you have lots of those available. And really getting those clients to rebook, I think, is so, so important. And getting your schedules booked. Sign up for a free trial of Mangomint today and tell them you heard about them on this podcast. You'll get a 2nd month free. We highly recommend you jumping on board of Mangomint because it has changed our brick and mortar and our spa location for the better. It has taken the guessing work out of everything with their reporting, admin, and clients absolutely love it. So make sure to mention that you listen to this podcast and they will give you a 1 extra free month. So that's 2 extra months that they are offering you through Mangomint. There is no risk. It's easy onboarding and their customer service is absolutely outstanding. So make sure to email them today and hear more about Mangomint from our podcast. The other thing we talked about in our last staff meeting was talking about the girls' availability. So making sure that they do know a few of them wanted to work Saturdays, which I am so fortunate for. One of our individuals is actually leaving for vacation. So she's like, I'll put some extra time in on these certain nights. I'll work late or I'll come in that Saturday. So that's amazing. But making sure you have their schedules planned out, like three months in advance at least, or start opening up that January schedule, knowing what they're working after New Year, so you can start getting those clients to rebook. Clients, like I know myself, I usually book in quarters. Like I'm booking everything 3 months in advance. So I know what's going on, if things are scheduled or I have trips coming up, everything's lined out for them as a client, but even as an esthetician. Like it's so nice for my girls to be able to know what their schedule is, or if something's come up, like they're able to book those appointments in the schedule. So just be organized with that. Christmas parties, that was something else. Actually, that reminds me, I need to call. We did bowling last year, which I know sounds so cheesy, but we had the best time. So I got everyone to come with their spouses as well. And at the bowling alley, sadly, they didn't have a crazy assortment of food, but we just ordered pizza in and we had so much fun. It was like a disco bowling that they did with glow in the dark and all the things. And it was just so much fun. Everyone had such a great time. And then we ended up going out afterwards as well. And it was just so nice to meet everyone's partners, see the girls outside of work. It was such a great time. And even like, I feel like we talk about it all the time of just like how much fun we had. But I like doing an activity. Like I don't want to just go for dinner. I want to do an activity that everyone can be involved, especially if people are a little bit more like nervous or socially awkward, or like even our partners coming who don't all know each other. It's something that is fun. It's interactive. Everyone can get involved. They can create teams. They can kind of, get a healthy competition going. So highly recommend getting your holiday parties organized and really being flexible. Like if maybe you don't have someone who celebrates Christmas or specific holidays, just make sure that you really consider that. And you're really open to having the conversation with them if they're feeling comfortable, if there's different things that you should do or shouldn't do at these holiday parties. I think it just gives them the respect that they need to working in a healthy environment and workspace. But yeah, holidays, I feel like that's all the talk's been lately is holiday parties, people getting in for all their appointments. And then Black Friday. I know we are so close to Black Friday, but I just think it is something that I know personally, I start doing my Christmas and holiday shopping at that point. Try to save some deals, try to get things going. But even at the shop, like we've already started to promote some of our bundles we have. I think bundles are just such a great way to just pre-package things and get things out the door. We did that with some of our Muskoka Beauty bundles, our essential line. Even like we paired our best-selling lash serum with one of our exfoliation gloves, like really making sure that you see what some of your best sellers are and cross-promoting them with something else that someone might want to try. Also, if you have any, like I know DermaQuest has those really cute travel kits. So it's giving someone the gift of beautiful skin, but it's also giving them the experience that maybe I don't want to invest in a huge amount of product, but I want to also experiment with this new line. And it just gives them that enhancement in their skincare regime, but without the huge investment. And I know a lot of moms are kind of getting their kids into skincare routine, whether they're like hockey moms trying to get their sons to, use something on their face after practice, or even their daughter trying to start, taking care of their skin if they've got breakouts. It's just like a really nice way to introduce skincare to them. Or if someone's looking to switch up their skincare for the winter season, that's another great advantage to offering like consultations, or like we have this great offer right now. It's, what is it? Buy $250 worth of product and you get a free facial. And with that facial, it's great because you're basically doing the consultation with them as well. So they're even going to probably add more products on after that facial. So they've bought the $250 worth of product, they get put into the system for a facial, and then you're just creating a new experience. You're creating a new client from that offering the offer. And I think that's something where it's kind of like a gift with purchase. It's like a service or a purchase with a purchase with a service, I guess is the way you would word it. But everyone loves like the free word, right? Or complimentary, because things aren't free anymore. Nothing's free anymore. So I think that's such an important thing. Even when it comes to cancellations too, we were just talking about that with their cancellation policy, really being strict on that, especially for the holiday season, because you're so hard to get into and you want to make sure that you're utilizing your time when you are at the spa. Now, again, with Mangomint, they have an incredible waiting list automated system through their booking software. And that's something you need to have in place, is either paper and pen, like what we used to do with your waiting list, and or trying to do it through your online booking system, because time is money. And if someone cancels or no shows or something happens, make sure you got someone on speed dial ready to come in and be able to do that. Something else I've been doing, I actually just did this past weekend, was I really went in and did like a really deep dive in the functions of the spa. So I was in actually helping the girls. I was doing a pedicure, and I noticed the trolleys were really loud. There was things like that were at a place that were rocking around in them. And when my sister and I went to the fulfillment center, we stopped at IKEA and I grabbed 2 more like newer trolleys. And I realized when I was there and we had put them together and I was setting everything up, I'm like, these manicure stations also need a little facelift. They needed some new caulking, a little bit of a paint job, fixed a few things in the front desk. I actually purged the front desk, probably got rid of a whole bunch of stuff that didn't need to be there anymore. So really do like a full reset. If you do have the opportunity as a business owner or the manager, go through your inventories. Oh my gosh, make sure your inventory is up to date going into the new year. Make sure everything's like, if there's chairs that need to be tightened with Allen keys, there's the dusting of the nail polishes, the inventory of the nail polishes, your spray tan machine if it needs, or your spray tan room needs a really good deep clean. Really use this time to do a deep dive and just check those things off your list. I even did that with our dryer last year. We cleaned out the entire vent, made sure it was ready to go. Our ventilation system, really making sure that all the vents and filters are all cleaned out. It's just really good housekeeping, and I think it just keeps a really well-oiled machine. Something else is going over your policies and procedures, doing a good review of that, whether that's with your spa manager, just seeing if there was any updates or any changes throughout the year, and price changes. If you have not adjusted or changed your pricing, you must do this every year. We raised our prices. We were late doing it this year, and that was totally my fault because we usually do it in May, right before our busy season, but I was getting married and I felt like that was kind of on the back bar of all the list of things I needed to get done. But I kicked myself for it because we went through the summer knowing that we could have made that extra percent, right, if we would have raised our prices. So really utilize this time, or even if you're taking a week off, spend time with loved ones, but also give some time as you're not in the treatment room. Do some time on your business, work on it, really sit back and digest the things that need to be working. And even with your staff, like, I think it's such an important time for them to reflect and have time with family and friends, but also just feel empowered and grateful for the opportunity they have working with you. If you do give Christmas bonuses or gifts or things like that, really be thoughtful, really think of like the individual and maybe their love language, or if you've done any of those employee tests on personality tests, knowing what would truly make them happy. What I've done in the past, and my girls absolutely loved it, is we have a spa, like a day spa, like kind of like a Scandinavian spa, I guess is the best way to explain it. And I gave them all gift cards for there. And because we work in the spa industry, it's just so nice to be able to go and get pampered somewhere. So really take the time, make sure you're going through your list, and not your Christmas list, but your to-do list, and make sure you are going through it thoroughly, making sure you're going to be prepared for the holiday season. This is the biggest time of year to be able to hit those financial goals. In spa, like, this is go time, and we've got a month and a bit to do it. And I know you have it in you. We just got to focus and get it done. Do not burn yourself out. But if you have the processes in place, you've got all the procedures, your staff know what to do, everything is in place. You know your monthly specials. They know how to advertise. They know how to book them. All the things. Make sure you're doing those checklists. Even go through at maybe one of your meetings before December and make sure everyone knows how to process a gift card. Make sure everyone knows how, if someone comes in that door and they need a gift card, make sure everyone knows how to do it. If someone needs to redeem a gift card, everyone should know how to do that. Really make it stupid simple. I know I hate that word stupid, but stupid simple. If you pulled someone off the street, they would know how to do it, and seamlessly. Confidence is one of the biggest things you can build in business. And I feel like that's something you need to build in your team. And I think they're going to sell more. They're going to feel more, just more like I said, more confidence in what they're doing. And that just gives so much self-esteem. I think it's just the best way to create a culture that everyone loves to be in. And I think just have fun with it. Honestly, I forgot to mention another fun thing we do at the spa, which is hilarious, and I love it for marketing, is Elf on the Shelf. I don't know if I've mentioned this in past episodes, but we have an elf on the shelf, and one of my past spa managers started doing this, and we have kept the tradition going. It is hilarious, and it's so much fun. We get to put our elf somewhere in the spa, obviously, but I have two of the girls taking turns this year. But it's great because if we have product we need to sell, we can take a picture. Like, we have all this bathologist products that we use, and we have like this little, like, actually one of my girls, she has a daughter, and we have like this Barbie bathtub thing. So it's like, okay, they're in the bathtub with bubbles from the bathologist products, and it's like advertising that product. Or, they're in the spray tan booth, like getting their spray tan on for the Christmas party. Like, there's just ways to use fun marketing without making it seem too salesy. So yeah, the elf on the shelf, if you don't have one for your spa, I think it is such a brilliant idea. I think it's so much fun. It's so smart. Even the kids, when they come in with their parents or something, they're like, oh my gosh, there's an elf. It's very interactive. It's so much fun. So yes, get on that list. Check it out. Make sure you're kind of going through this podcast, making a list for yourself of the things you need. And you've got it. We've got a month and a half, or less than a month and a half, for 2024 going into 2025. And I want you to go out with a bang. So love all of you. Thank you so much for listening.